When you see TikTok, you would think of it as a place where people from across the world have fun creating short videos that give amazing entertainment. But it's not uncommon that we come across something unpleasant on this app. Despite all the fun and joy that we see on TikTok, there lies a darker side that will give you terrible nightmares. Essentially, people like to create trends that can sometimes get a little extreme, with an effect as worse as overdosing and even suicide. Today, we uncover three of the most disturbing and dangerous challenges that have emerged from TikTok, and the cases surrounding these trends that have taken many of its users' lives. Meet Colbert Munoz, a 12-year-old Chilean kid who was just having fun by himself in his own room, but when his parents walked in on him, he was already dead. They saw his computer still turned on with a timer that was counting backwards. Colbert was one of the victims of a trend called the Blue Whale Challenge. You'd be surprised by how ridiculous this challenge is. So the Blue Whale Challenge essentially is a deadly trend that first blew up in 2016. Whoever is doing this trend is required to take on some extreme, dangerous challenges that could potentially injure or even kill them. The challenge takes up to 50 days, with each day having a different kind of task. It is said that the challenge gets more dangerous each day, with the final challenge being killing yourself. There have been countless cases that took the lives of children and young adults, and Colbert Munoz was one of the latest and perhaps worst one out of them all. So this incident took place in November 2020, where the world was still in lockdown due to COVID-19. Colbert's parents told the media that ever since the lockdown, Colbert turned to social media and got very addicted to it. He was on his phone like all day and night. He was also pretty much obsessed with TikTok to the point where he wanted to become TikTok famous. However, his parents never expected that it would go as far as to take the life of their beloved son, who didn't survive the last day of the challenge. Because of this unfortunate matter, Colbert's parents went on to give heartbreaking advice that all parents should worry about their kids and not let them have a mobile phone just for you to be free from your parenting responsibility. This message definitely is hard because a lot of parents nowadays like to hand over a phone to their children so they can do other things and not watch over them. But it is proven that it can be fatal if you're too careless about it. What do you think? What would you do to your kids who are obsessed with social media? Let us know in the comments below. Imagine you're scrolling down your TikTok feed when all of a sudden, you see teenagers having a seizure after devouring multiple of these pink-colored pills all at once. This is one of the deadliest TikTok trends that has taken the lives of many young kids across the globe. This is the Benadryl challenge, and I promise you, you wouldn't want to even think about trying this challenge. So in this Benadryl challenge, you'll be required to consume Benadryl pills in a large quantity with the purpose of getting high and hallucinating like you're smoking weed or marijuana. So when you're high off these pills, you'll go on your TikTok and record yourself telling your viewers what you feel during this state. But what really is this medicine? How does Benadryl make you high? Well, this medicine is made up of diphenhydramine, and this is actually consumed to treat an allergy. But it can also be normally used for insomnia, nausea, and flu. And according to the Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA, overconsuming this medication can lead to heavy seizures, heart complications, coma, and of course, death. In May 2020, Texas, 3 teenage girls tried this trend and immediately felt the bitter taste of the challenge. One of the girls was 14-year-old Rebecca, who took 14 Benadryl pills at once, which was more than double the recommended daily dosage. With the resting heart rate reaching a ridiculous number of 199, Rebecca got a seizure and was quickly taken to the hospital. Fortunately for her, she had another chance at life and learned not to make the same mistake. However, despite the horrible thing that happened to Rebecca, the disturbing trend was still alive, and this time, someone had to pay the price. Meet Chloe Phillips, a lovely 15-year-old student with high ambitions and dreams. Her whole life was a blessing, with great family and friends and dedication to show kindness to everyone around her. However, her life fell short when, one night, she decided to partake in the Benadryl challenge. It was unclear how many pills she had taken, but she had definitely overdosed, and the family found her having a seizure in her room while making a TikTok video. She didn't survive the impact and was pronounced dead. So what do you think? Would you ever try this challenge? What happens if you make breaking traffic laws a trend on social media? Speeding is one of the most common ways to get yourself pulled over by the police. But what if the outcome is even greater than that? What if doing this trend could actually get yourself killed? So in May 2020, there's this guy named Daniel Stephen Granley who got a call from his friend telling him to come to a store called Shulling, which was coincidentally his parents' own business. So Daniel immediately went there, just as his friend commanded. However, on the way there, Daniel already got a bad feeling about it. He had a suspicion that something terrible might have happened to his little brother Christian. And sure enough, as soon as he got there, he found Christian's body laying lifeless in the store. What happened to Christian? So a little bit about Christian here. He is an 18-year-old boy who was pretty much obsessed with TikTok. He also voiced his ambition of becoming famous through the popular app, and apparently, there was this certain trend that he thought he could try. Now, it was unclear what this challenge really was, but it involved driving a car at a high speed. So Christian got into his car and made his attempt. He started going slow, but he gradually turned up his speed to ridiculous numbers. In his TikTok video, he was actually found driving 180 kilometers per hour, which equals to 111 miles per hour, with just one hand because the other one is used to hold his phone recording it. And this was a huge mistake, because soon he lost control over his steering wheel and he crashed his car. Unfortunately, Christian couldn't make it. This case in particular was not only tragic, but also just horrible. Because unlike other trends where you take challenges that could harm only yourself, this one could actually harm the people around you as well. Just imagine you driving down the street when suddenly someone going over the maximum speed in the opposite direction, charging directly at you and hitting you in the process. The damage would be even worse when you know that the accident only happens because of a TikTok trend. Like, imagine dying because someone wants TikTok famous. Do you think that would be worth it? Or is it a death that you wouldn't ideally want? So, these three challenges just expose the dark side of TikTok, and it's just goes to show that some trends can do nothing but harm you and the people around you. That's why we have to be wise in choosing what internet challenges that we want to partake in. It's also important to watch over your younger relatives who can easily fall into these dangerous challenges. So what do you think? Is there any other dangerous trend that you know? Let us know in the comments below. And make sure to like this video and subscribe for more videos like this. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you found a suitcase filled with a dead body? Check out this video where we uncover the case of the boy in the suitcase.